Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about who else but Sprt.com stock, or SPRT. You guys, this stock is on an absolute rampage right now. We have a massive short squeeze in play at the moment. We have the fundamental tailwinds of the upcoming merger with Bitcoin mining company Greenridge on the horizon, which is of course very bullish if Bitcoin continues to do well, which I believe it will. And although we just keep seeing crazy price action day after day, I personally still believe SPRT has a long way to go. And considering we were talking about it around $6 or $7, I assume and hope many of you got in around that price. I definitely still believe this thing has 5, maybe even 10x potential. All right, so let's talk about it. As always, we'll quickly go over the topics we'll be discussing, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, trading view, where we'll talk price action and price targets for SPRT. You guys, I just want to say right up front that we are technically, in my eyes, in blue sky territory. There are so many factors at play that are not concerning the charts right now that do lead me to believe that higher levels are on the horizon. So we won't really be talking technicals, but I do want to talk to you guys about a few other indicators like market cap that lead me to believe in the price targets that I've set for myself personally. Okay, so we'll talk about market cap in terms of price targets more from a medium to long-term perspective. And I do also want to take a look at Riot on the charts. The reason for this is because SPRT reminds me of a lot of Riot blockchain when it started ripping. Okay, so of course, these are two very different companies. These are two different plays, but there are similarities in absolute runners, in rippers. I've played these before. I know what they look like. And I just want to show you guys what Riot looked like at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of 2021. Some just percentage gains and how long that took to reach from certain levels to their peaks on current rallies. So we will take a look at Riot blockchain. I'll do my best to compare that to Sprt.com and just try to relay my thoughts there. Try to rationalize why I'm looking at Riot and why I think these two charts do share similarities. I know looking at them like this, it doesn't look super similar. And again, you guys, this might happen a lot faster because there is the short squeeze aspect of this in play. But again, just general percentage levels and percentage gains on runners, on stocks that are seeing a lot of hype and a lot of momentum is kind of the point I want to get at with showing you guys Riot on the charts as we look at SPRT as well. And again, considering we're in blue sky territory, I will take market cap into heavy consideration as well when discussing price targets to the upside. Okay, so that is going to be kind of the charting. We'll close out the video with that, but I actually wanted to kick off the video with this Reddit article by Misdeismo. Miss Deismo? I don't know how to say that, but this chick or this dude, whichever they are, regardless, they are a mad genius. I read through this, and a lot of you guys know that when it comes to Reddit, I'm not a big Reddit guy. In the past, we've had a lot of Reddit plays, but I don't intentionally look for these short squeeze Reddit plays. They kind of just happen after I stumble upon the stock and start talking about it. That is not intentional at all. That's just how it happens sometimes. But SPRT is like the epitome of that example. You guys know, love Bitcoin mining companies, saw this merger coming up. Very highly interested in SPRT, but this, as I've been looking at more and more into it, is one of the most promising and like most convincing short squeezes that I've stumbled upon in a long time. And this article, also many of you guys know, this is I never go on Reddit. We never read Reddit on this channel, at least. I've nothing against you guys if you do, but this is literally probably the 3rd or 4th time I've ever been on Reddit, just period. But I was sent this amazing article by one of the Discord members, an OG of the Waves fam, Tom. Shout out to you, Tom. This is a great article. But again, written by Miss Deismo, mad genius. This is such an intensive, such a thought-provoking article on kind of the back end of this merger, of this short squeeze, covering the hedge, like this person's position, this person's take on what's actually going on behind the scenes in terms of Series A, Series B stocks, Series A, Series B shares, I should say, and what this hedge fund, the approach this hedge fund is taking on the short squeeze, and why this is even more promising for the stock, for calls, for longs on the stock, because the approach this hedge fund is taken on the short squeeze is a little sus. Okay, so I'll read through this. Again, this is a very lengthy article, you guys. If you want to just skip to the end and listen to my price targets, that's perfectly fine. But I read through this. I was very impressed with this individual. Again, Miss Deismo, big shout out to this person because this is a very well written and very thoughtful, and I can tell they put time into writing this just article, and I want to share it with you guys because this made me even more bullish on SPRT than I already was from every other angle. Okay, so we'll kick off the video by reading through this, but before we get to reading, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today. Let me know in the comments down below if you held a bag of SPRT over the past few days. If you watched that first video where we covered SPRT a couple of weeks back. Time's going so fast because this thing's ripping. But let me know if you guys got in around $6, $7, $8. If you got in single digits, you're still doing well. Let me know down below if you have a bag of SPRT. Even if you're picking up, again, you guys, in my opinion, I do still see a lot of upside. Just let me know down below if you guys are excited about this, if you guys are eating well, and if so, cheers to that. Love to hear it. Love to hear you guys are eating, and of course, it feels good to be winning this week as well. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you're new around here, want to catch more content like this, want to join the Waves fam. And if you really want to join the Waves fam and want to know exactly how I'm trading SPRT along with literally every single position in my personal portfolio broken down in percentages, all of my call options, all my put options, all my stock positions, all my cryptocurrency positions that I do update every single trading day during market hours, that is going to be the first link down below. With every update, I do also send out a comprehensive email newsletter explaining my thoughts, rationalizing my trades, throwing some real-time charts in there, real-time price targets. Again, like SPRT, covered that extensively in the newsletter down below, was covering that more on a short-term time horizon perspective, 15-minute candles, really getting in there, and letting you guys know what I think of the short term. So I will be doing updates in the newsletter daily. If you guys want Bitcoin, like daily Bitcoin updates, maybe daily Ethereum updates, not daily, but Ethereum updates, every position, like other Bitcoin miners, EV plays, all those good, like all the good stuff we talk about around here on the channel all the time. That is going to be first link down below. Once again, I feel zero guilt plugging this right now because it's been the best week in a long time. So go check it out if you guys aren't signed up already. If you're not, what are you doing? $15 a month. $40 every 3 months, to each their own. If you guys check it out, really appreciate it. Again, I do my best to make that as worth it for you guys as I can, and it means a lot if you guys check it out on my end as well. So first link down below. All that said, let's get to reading before we dive into the charts and talk some price targets. All right, so theory on the short position is not theory on why the short position is not covering their shorts. Okay, so zoom in on this a little bit and get to reading. The major short hedge fund, HF is hedge fund, is not covering because they have a hedge with Series A stock, but the hedge only works post-merger. If we squeeze them to a stock price where they can no longer meet their margin requirement before the merger, the MOASS will take place. Disclaimer, of course, you guys, they are not a financial advisor, nor am I, so just always keep that in mind. So I've been racking my brain thinking to myself, why hasn't the major short position in SPRT covered yet and continues to dig themselves in a bigger hole? So I thought there are really only two reasons why you maintain a losing short position. One, you are sure there's material information or an event that will tank the stock, and two, you are hedging your short position. So let's take the first one. We know there's a major catalyst coming on September 10th, which is the merger vote. The worst case scenario is the merger falls through, in which case the stock will definitely tank. However, there is almost zero chance that this will happen. Why? Because Greenridge, SPRT management, and other institutional investors own approximately 70% of outstanding SPRT issued stock, and they all are voting yes to the merger, so that settles that, of course. Next up, the short hedge. You typically hedge a short position with something like warrants, which you can redeem for shares, but Greenridge doesn't have warrants, so what can the shorts hedge with? And then it came to be preferred Series A stock. Again, you guys, this person really did this. I'm just gonna say right out, like right now, this is way beyond my understanding of kind of merger agreements and Series A, preferred Series A stocks. I'm not the most educated with that. I have a general idea of what's going on there behind the scenes, but this person really did their due diligence and really looked into this. And again, I commend them for that. So once again, shout out to the author. Can't remember the name, but big shout out to them. So here's what I think may be happening. On January 25th of 2021, Greenridge closed a private placement offering in which they received approximately $40.5 million in exchange for 1.62 million preferred Series A shares. From the capital structure of Greenridge, each Series A shares converts into Class B common stock 1-to-1. which then automatically converts to GREE, Class A common stock, 1-to-1 as well when sold or transferred. Greenridge at the time held 7 million Class B shares outstanding in addition to the 1.62 million Series A. They did a forward split of 1-to-4, so the Class B account came to 28 million and the Series A 6.48 million. Again, there's a lot of numbers here, but this is where it gets interesting. Now for the interesting part. In the merger, all SPRT holders will receive shares in the new ticker GREE equal to the exchange ratio, but in the total of the amount of shares that will be given is approximately 3 million. If my theory is correct, what I think is happening now is that one of the investors that bought into the private placement offering of Series A stock bought enough shares to allow them to hedge a major short position in SPRT post-merger. Since the SPRT holders will only receive 8% of the company, or approximately 3 million shares, the hedge fund would only need to have purchased the equivalent amount of Series A shares, and they would have effectively hedged the entire current number of outstanding pre-merger SPRT shares, which is 25 million. So, what's the actual hedge fund play? When the merger was announced, SPRT stock shot up to approximately $9. The amount the hedge fund paid per Series A share, was $6.25. So, if they can short the stock down to $2.75, they can effectively get the price of their initial investment back. Additionally, if they only shorted 3 million shares of pre-merger SPRT, that would be 372 million shares they would have to deliver post-merger due to the SPRT exchange ratio, which the one he used is the ratio he used, is 0.124. To make sure the strategy works, they would have to hope that nothing significant happens from the time they shorted to when the merger closes. Unfortunately for them, a volume had started coming in over the last few months, and they had to short even more to try to suppress the price and maintain their profit. Even worse, they ended up shorting so much that they ran out of shares to borrow and started failing to deliver, which put SPRT on the threshold list. This then caused them to have to resort to naked shorting via selling an obscene amount of call options, which market makers have to buy to maintain market liquidity, but also has a side effect of making them short the stock as a delta hedge to those purchase calls. The HF is now completely underwater with their entire short position, even with the post-merger hedge. Still with me? Good. We're getting there, guys. But again, like this, listen to this. Shout out, props once again, man. I keep saying it, but seriously, this is such a thoughtfully written article just for the good of their community, which I freaking respect. So shout out to you if you happen to be watching. So the short hedge fund has enough Series A to cover the entire number of shares SPRT holders will receive in the merger, so no need to cover. Just wait it out until the merger closes, right? Well, what they didn't factor in was a huge bullish sentiment around the Greenridge and the merger, which brought with it enough volume from buyers that the hedge fund can't contain their short position without continuing to sell naked call options. Covering pre-merger is not an option. Pun intended. The hedge fund does not have enough pre-merger shares to cover. If they cover, the price is almost assuredly going to blast through all call strikes of where there is massive open interest. Right now, at $12, they would have to deliver 8 million shares if all the calls sold were their naked ones. That is in addition to the 6 million plus shares they are already short. They have no pre-merger hedge, only post-merger. What do I think is going to happen? Shorts are forced to cover in two situations. When they need to return a share and another borrow cannot be located to replace a returned share, or if they don't have enough collateral to meet margin requirements. I think the latter is going to happen when this stock blows past $20 and all the call strikes are in the money. They will not have enough collateral to support their short and naked call position, and everything will come tumbling down. So what do we need to do? This is a call to action right here. Shout out to this guy for doing that. Get this stock above $20 before the merger. Again, you guys, this is announced on September 10th. Not exactly sure on the specific date when the merger would actually be executed, but the vote is on September 10th, just about 2 weeks from today. And the way SPRT is moving, I mean, we broke $15 today. I don't think that's out of the question at all to see a $20 SPRT prior to September 10th over the coming weeks, okay? So again, one more time, shout out again, doing good for the community. Huge props there. That's the good thing about Reddit. You guys just want to say that. I have nothing against Reddit. Again, if you guys spend all day on Reddit, completely cool with me. It's just not my style. Miss Diesbell, huge shout out to this person. Shout out to the author. I do hope they see this and get the recognition they deserve. Okay. So that said, again, you guys, I feel like they said it equally. I'm not even going to expand on that because that was said much better than I could elaborate in any way right now. But very bullish from that short squeeze perspective. Very, very bullish. Let's talk about the charts. Again, you guys, right now we are in blue sky territory. As of the past couple of days, we're currently on the hourly charts. Just say that right now. We've seen crazy amounts of volume come in right off the bat, you guys, with a stock that has now a $340 million market cap. You guys, just when we first started talking about this thing, it had like I think maybe just under $100 million market cap. So it's crazy to see how far this thing is coming, and it's just insane to see. It's just insane to see this price action. And once again, although every day it just seems like we continue to rip and rip, I still think there's more upside ahead, okay? And then again, that comes down to market cap, and I'll talk about that as we close out the video. But just to kind of recap on the past few days of price action, SPRT has completely blown through both of my lines of resistance. So one was a longer term line of resistance. This cyan line right here, it did come into play right here on August 13th. You can see that. Shorter term, we did form this bull flag, parabolic move up, followed by just descending triangle. Was not surprised at all to see this resolve itself perfectly. You guys know the good old Bula flag is my single personal favorite trading pattern in the entire game. So love to see that play out, and it played out to the fullest. You guys fully broke out of this bull flag, went absolutely parabolic. You guys, this price action was absolutely crazy. What was this? What was this price range right here in this one? August 23rd to August 24th. The low on August 23rd to the high on August 24th, up 70%. I mean, absolutely insane. Again, I hope you guys are riding these waves with me. Cheers. Let me know down below once again if you guys are holding it back. Throw the video a like for the boys. For the waves fam, if you guys are holding SPRT, if you guys have been eating good. And again, freaking love to hear it. Cheers to you guys. But SPRT has broken through both my lines of resistance. I'm not going to try to explain these. You guys can see all the touch points here. Since SPRT's low right here on July 21st, just over a month ago, we're at $4, call it $5. That's where I'm so now I'm going to take the ride chart into play when doing my best to articulate this, okay? So we're going to start from pretty much the base of where SPRT started this rally. I'll call that $5. Nice even right there. Since then, again, just today, we reached a high of $15. You're looking at a 3x, which is a 200% price gain. Okay, so over the past month, we have 3x'd in price, okay? Let's go over to Riot. Right, I'm starting right here because again, it's kind of this slow build up, this slow accumulation phase, similar to what SPRT saw right here. Again, you see some volatility, but for the most part, prior to this parabolic move up, a lot of mostly sideways price action again compared to what we're seeing now. Okay, so you see the same thing with Riot right here, and then you see that first pop right here on November 16th. From November 16th to where Riot reached its high on January 15th, that is 2 months. Okay, so let's just say this rally is going to last 2 months. Riot went from $4, again, prior to that initial pop, $4 to a high of $30, which is about a 600% increase, all right? Just over a 7x, all right? And I do think that support, again, these are two completely different plays. But a lot of these FOMO, these hype cycles, again, you guys, I've built a majority of my net worth playing FOMO and hype cycles. That's just kind of the trader I am. I'm a swing trader for objectively risky, but I do always look for asymmetric risk profile, which is where I believe the upside potential significantly outweighs the downside risk. Just take a bunch of those trades. That's my style as a trader, for those of you who don't know. I've said that many times, but if you don't know, that's okay. Just wanted to explain it if you didn't. Anyway, SPRT in the past month, okay, again, starting right here, July 21st, is about a month ago, has gone from $5 to about $15, which again is a 3x. So we're pretty much on course to 6-7xing, similar to Riot. And again, very different plays once again, but in all honesty, the fact that there's such an immense short squeeze in play right now, and because SPRT actually has a significantly smaller market cap than Riot blockchain does, Riot is currently sitting at a market cap at around $30. Like this high we saw back here in mid-January is not far off from where we're at right now. Riot's at $37-$38. That this high was $30, and so you have to imagine around $30. Riot's like a $3 billion company. SPRT at $15 is just a $350 million company, $1 million market cap company. Okay, so in terms of upside price targets, I do think SPRT can easily 3x from here. So I do have currently about a $45 price target for SPRT. The reason for that, and the reason that's going to be kind of just we'll cross further bridges when we get to them, but the reason that that's my initial price target, just kind of short, not even medium to long term, I said that in the beginning, but more short to medium term price target for SPRT, is because I think $1 billion, like market caps really come into play once you're in blue sky territory. That's what you understand playing the crypto market, just playing any market. If you guys have been around for a while, once you're in blue sky territory, significant psychological evens in regard to market cap come into play. Like Bitcoin, once we hit $1 trillion, that's when we really started to slow down and really started the downfall, was that $1 trillion market cap. Okay, so you got to keep an eye out on market caps. Again, they don't always come into play, but when we are in blue sky territory, when we're in breakout mode, when there's so many other factors at play aside from technicals, I like looking at market caps. So roughly, just a 3x from here is going to be a $45 market cap, saying 15 bucks. 3x from here is going to be like a $42 market cap. You guys know that. But regardless, I do think we can easily see a 1B market cap for SPRT. I mean, who knows how long it's going to take. Again, that's 2 weeks. I think this is going to happen faster than Riot. Riot saw a 600% gain in 2 months. I definitely think that in the span of 2 months, SPRT can see a similar game with everything that's going on here. And I wouldn't be surprised, in all honesty, if we do see a $45 SPRT over the coming month or so, man. So super exciting times. And again, this is market. I want to reiterate for the 20th time. The market cap, a $1 billion market cap, is what I'm eyeballing. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Again, this is just 100% speculation on my end. This is just using historical data that I've observed as a trader right now. So let me know what you guys think of this theory. Again, this is just my opinion. Just close it out with that. But give me your guys' opinion. Let me know if you're holding a bag, and I'll talk to you guys downstairs in the comments, all right? So until next time, always remember, take action and make waves. Cheers, guys. Peace.